Wow! Good morning! Yeah. So, just want to ask, how many guys are here looking at this information for the first time? Can I see your show hand first? Okay, so those people have a dry underarm, you can raise higher. Okay, thank you very much. My part today is going to share a little bit more about what we're really doing in the market. Okay, like what Johan mentioned, I'm an architect by profession, but I end up getting involved in the computer business in the first 10 years of my career. And a lot of my friends used to say, what happened? What made you decide to go from an architect and ended up becoming into electronics, into importing computer products and this stuff? And I told them one simple thing, it's called vision. Because during that time, I understand one thing, that when we enter the information age, people need new tools, right? How many guys here, let me just find this out, how many guys here uses the internet? Because 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago, we have no idea what an internet was, right? So when the time came that, it was first introduced, I actually saw the potential that one day, every single person would actually need to have an access to the internet. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I got involved in the electronic industry. Okay? I found out that within the next 10, 15 years, it's something that will be very, very big. Exactly the same reason why we're here this afternoon. Okay? Now, when you're looking at a very successful potential business, or a business that has so much potential, there are certain things that you have to really verify. In fact, if you look at statistics to DTI, not all businesses actually succeed. In fact, tragically, 95% of businesses normally would fail within the first 5 years. And the next 5 years, 99% of those 5% will actually end up failing as well. So it's not just, when you put in the money, you put in the work, you become successful. In fact, even for some people, they put in the money, put in the work, they still fail miserably. So there's a reason why companies succeed and why companies actually don't grow. First is that you need to have a business that is participating in the growth industry. The trend has to be your friend. Okay? It doesn't really matter how much you like, for example, CDs. But right now, CDs is dead. We're already in digital. Right? So you need to know what's up and coming, rather than participating what was successful, what was big 5, 10 years ago. Okay, you always have to be forward-looking. And that's one thing that visionaries always have. Second thing is that you need to look at the product and the services. Why? Because not all products are created equal. There are products in the market that literally people could do without. And there are products in the market that which I call necessity. You need to be in a business wherein the products are what people are looking for. Third is that you need to have a very strong backup, okay? Nowadays, with the globalization happening, it's kind of difficult to do things on your own. In fact, choosing between two options, sabi nga nila, which is better profile for you? To jumpstart your own business, or if possible, to partner up and buy yourself a franchise. Most people would actually go for franchise. Why? Because the franchise already have a proven system, right? It's already up and running. You probably would, not make any much mistake. That's the reason why having a very strong partner company or an investor company is a very critical element. Because if your partner is not going to be stable, it's not going to be there for you, it doesn't really matter how much money you can make today, right? It's not going to be long term. And the most important thing is the quality of compensation. Who here likes to become financially successful? Okay, I did the right crowd. Let me ask a second question. How many here would like to be financially successful but have to work forever? Okay, so we want the money, we don't want the work, right? So sometimes it doesn't really connect. One of the most important things is you need to understand there are several types of money coming in this world. There's something called income, there's something called profits, and there's something called cash flow. What's the difference? Okay, cash flow will come in if it's going to be based on something called assets. So you want to be compensated, like a cash flow instead of an income, right? So we'll talk about that later as well. And the most important thing, the timing of getting involved. Timing is everything. Okay. So let's talk about trends. This industry is going to hit $1 trillion by the year 2025. Now put that in perspective. Every single year, people will be pouring $1 trillion every year consuming wellness and anti-aging product. Now this is not something that biglaan lang or it came out of nowhere. What we see right now is that there's a shift. Okay, people are now shifting their purchase habit. Dati, we don't really care much of what we eat. We don't really, to go to, invest on our body or invest on our health. But people are switching their capital right now. They're now putting into products, into services that makes them live longer. And that's where the $1 trillion will come in. Okay, so that's a very huge opportunity. The question is, what is your advantage? Normally people always tell me, if you are going to go out and sell that stuff, okay, you're not the first person who will do that, right? I mean, let me ask you, how many here would like to become a successful, sabihin na lang natin, lawyer? The problem is that you're not the first lawyer, right? So, you're the what? Let's say what? The 1 millionth lawyer. So the question is, what is your advantage right now? Okay, in the entire industry of anti-aging and wellness, most often than not, outside in the market, you can only find products that will deal, okay, what we talk about on the surface level, what your body needs. Okay, so what we have right now is something that's unprecedented. It's something so exciting that even Discovery Channel will put a 1 full hour feature documentary to talk about our company and our technology. It's actually about your DNA. We changed the entire approach of nutrition. Okay, there's no need to putting nutrition in the organ if you can actually have nutrition on the DNA. Okay, if you have a very healthy DNA, technically you would have a very healthy cell, and healthy cell will lead to a healthy organ and a healthy body. So we're able to actually go into the smallest part of the human being. In fact, this particular science is not something that came out yesterday. It's been around for quite a while. It's called the science of epigenetics. What we found out inside our genes is that we actually have switches. Parang ilaw, you can turn it on and you can turn it off. As we get older, most of our genes can get turned off. Okay? And once you turn it off, that's where the sagging skin comes in, the whitening of the hair, the lessening of the energy, So, the company that, one of the first few companies that pioneered epigenetic research is a company called LifeGen. Now, one of the things you need to understand about this company, okay, is that during the early 1980s, when they were doing the Human Genome Project, they were there at the beginning. They were putting on the database, and they were actually recording all the 25,000 genes you have inside your body. So it's not a very easy thing to do. It's a very complicated task. And there are very few companies on the planet that actually do this. And what LifeGen basically has is that a database of genes that control how you will age from the brain, how you age from the heart, how you age in the kidney, and how you age inside your muscles. Fascinating. We now know where to look at, right? So what happened is that they were able to have an agreement wherein New Skin Enterprises was able to buy LifeGen out. So in short, 30 years of research and database. New Skin have full proprietary ownership, which means that no other company on the planet could actually access to this data. Now, you can find a lot of products in the market. The problem is that if you don't know where to look for, how would you know the products that they sell will actually work? Right? So this is what we have right now. So this is the chief scientist of New Skin from Pharmanex division, and he wrote this book called The Anti-Aging Myth. In fact, this is a bestseller. You could go to Amazon.com and you can order this book yourself. And he, in this book, described that how we age today, the knowledge and the concept of how we age today is actually no longer the same as how people would look at aging many years ago. What do I mean? People back then think that you're aging based on when you were born. Tama? So technically, if you are 35 years old, they say that you're 35 years old, right? Nowadays, okay, you could find people who are 35, but they've got diabetes, they've got heart problem, they've got cholesterol. So technically, when you look at the body age, the body is already in their 60s. So you were born, you have an age of 35, but your body have an age of a 60-year-old. That's exactly the reason why you have all these, what you call aging diseases. Okay, and this is a very important thing because age right now is no longer as important, it's just a number. What is critical is knowing how your body is aging. What's your body age? You could be 60, but if you take care of yourself, your body could be at a 30. And at a 30, you can do a lot more things than what other 30-year-old people are doing. Okay, so again, when we launched the first product category in the market, it's called R-Square. It was the first human trial that used the product. Okay, obviously, he looks way much better in 2010 than 2005. Agree? Yes. Okay? Kung titignan mo, akala ko yung 2005, yan yung 2015 picture niya. Okay? So what this particular product does, called R-Square, is having the ability to reset the gene clusters in 3 areas of the body, primarily the brain, secondary the heart, and tertiary the muscles. Now why these 3 areas? Because these 3 areas contain the highest level of mitochondria in your entire body system. So what we actually did right now with this company is with the research, we were able to identify the source of aging. So you don't really need to put any more lotions, moisturizer, if to begin with, you don't have wrinkles. I mean, I haven't seen a baby putting in lotion on their face. Right? Why? Because in the first place, the wrinkles are not there to begin with. So if we can reset the genes so that the lines and the wrinkles go away naturally, therefore, ergo, you don't really need to put anything much. Right? So Ageloc is a technology, it's called the Ageloc platform. It's actually what came out. Ageloc is similar to what OS did to Apple. I'll go into that later on a little bit, okay? But this is actually a recent technology that has so many patents in it and exclusively only to new skin. And this particular platform is already doing more than $1 billion a year. Let me rephrase that. Ageloc is a technology that came out of the research a couple of years ago, and within that couple of years, we're doing an annual business of $1 billion US, and we are just beginning. Okay? Like I said, we have more than, several patents to get us covered. Because sabi ng kaibigan ko, alam mo, in China, maraming makokopya, di ba? Mga magaling ang kopya doon eh. Pati nga yung Apple, kinokopya ng Xiaomi na phone, di ba? So, but the thing is that, when it comes to anti-aging products, you need to have patents and you need to actually have these things filed, so make sure that you can guarantee exclusivity, and the most important thing, you can guarantee safety. Okay. Now, some of the people that use this particular product when we launched last year, okay. Now, if you notice, this person obviously it's a guy, okay, and you notice he actually looks much younger on the right side, right? What happens is that as we age, kasi the switches get turned off when it comes to production of elastin in the skin. So when you have the ability to turn on the switch, elastin production goes up, therefore the lines eventually just vanishes on its own. Very obvious in the laugh line. Okay, how many here knows people that if they smile, parang na silang bulldog? Okay, we actually have something to help them out as well. Okay, I mean it's not because they're chubby or whatnot. It's simply because when you have deep lines and wrinkles, it will just create that, segregation within the cheeks. Now, how many here know people that even at a young age, they have a lot of white hair? Okay, sabi nila genetics yan, di ba? And this is the reason why. Because the genes that produce the pigmentation got turned off, kaya namumuti sila. So we have the ability to actually rebalance the gene and get these people's dark hair growing back all over again. Okay? So can you imagine, anyone that you know na papatina ng buhok, magpapatina pa ba sila kung yung dark hair nagsisimula from the roots growing up? There's no need for it, right? Now, we also put Ageloc in one of our gadgets called the galvanic spa. And what this does is that the gadget, we're using current to power it. It could deliver 80% more effectivity to whatever product you're using. Let me rephrase that. Anyone here who's using any anti-aging product in the market, gusto natin sulitin yung produkto, tama? If you can get 80% better absorption, would you want that? Yes. So we have integrated the Ageloc technology inside the galvanic spa. So it's not just a machine that makes you look good, it also makes you absorb 80% more of whatever anti-aging product you're using. Okay? So you get more result in a shorter span of time. Now, this is actually my mentor. He's a good friend of ours from Hong Kong. And in 1995, he looks like that. The one on the thinner one, okay? The one that has the dark suit on, okay? And in 1995, that's how he looked like. And this is his recent photo. Now, look at it. Would you say that he looks much better now? Yes. Yeah. Now, people ask me, talaga, ilan taon na siya? Because sometimes, we're very curious about what age people are, right? Now, before I share the age, I'd like you to look at this picture. Okay? Now, this picture, the first time when I look at it, sabi ko, ano yan? Is it a photo they had during a Rotary meeting? Or is it a photo that they take during a business meeting or business convention or whatever, right? Kasi kung titignan mo, everybody looks pretty old, right? Would you know that this picture is actually a class reunion? Now you know why he has his two thumbs going up, right? This is a class reunion picture. I mean, honestly, pag tinignan mo, feeling mo siya yung ano doon eh, siya yung kapatid ng isang mga nandun. I mean, would you like to attend the class reunion at pagtingin mo, kala ng mga kaibigan mo, kala ng mga tao doon sa restaurant na kinakainan, puro tito tsaka tita mo yung mga kasama mo. You know? I mean, that's something, right? In fact, this person is actually over 50 years old. Okay, he looks over 50 years old. Okay, and one of the reasons why we asked him, you know, what's your secret for staying young and you know, being healthy? Sabi niya, you need to know what is a type 5 lifestyle. So what is type 5? Of course, if you don't have to worry about money, would you have stress? Mas less stress, wala, di ba? If you actually have the time, could you do the things that you enjoy? Of course, you're always happy, right? Now, if you actually have time and money, can you actually now take care of your body? So he seems very healthy, right? So this is basically what he has in his life. It's called freedom. This is what you call a type 5 lifestyle. Would you like to actually, given a chance, learn how to become a type 5? Let me wait. How many here would like to have more money, more time, and more health? Okay, so technically we'll learn more about that later on, okay? Now, interesting with Houston is that this company doesn't rest on its laurels. In fact, one key word about this company, it is synonymous to innovation. What's innovation? It means the company keeps on improving even though we're already at the top. Most companies who do very well, they just stay comfortable. We don't. We keep on getting better and better and better. Okay, what we have right now is called opportunity renewal. Let me talk a little bit about a company called Apple. You know Apple, the fantastic about Apple is that Apple has been in the market for quite some time. But it's only when they finally developed the iPod, okay, that created a little bit of noise, tama? But what really changed the game for Apple is actually called the OS, operating system. Because the OS is actually an environment exclusive to Apple. And you notice that every product that they launch, from iPod to iPhone to iPad, eventually to iTV, and the next time it will be iHome. It was iHome. Okay? All the gadgets inside your house will be connected in the OS. And this is basically what created the success of Apple, because every single gadget that came out, okay, was able to break previous record. When iPhone 4 came out, people think that's the best phone you ever seen. Then we saw 4S, and people think there's no way that 4S can sell more than 4, but they did. And when the iPhone 5 came out, people say, wala masyado sigurong binago, it won't sell more than 4S, but they did. And the same thing with 5S. And I'm sure when the iPhone 6 comes out, most people will say the same thing, that it's going to be the same thing. But you know what? It's going to break record. It's called opportunity renewal. The same thing what we have today right now with New Skin. That's why they call New Skin the Apple of the anti-aging industry. Okay? What we have in 2007 was the Galvanic Spa. We had the Ageloc gel launched back then. 2009, we have the transformation. It's also Ageloc. We have the R Square. Okay? And currently right now, we're so excited because we will launch the first time in the history a product that has the ability to reset your metabolism. Okay, let me rephrase that. How many people here would know people who could eat a lot but never get fat? Wow, parang you know what? Sana gano'n tayo, no? On the other side of the table, would you know people that even if they eat so little, they just really keep on gaining weight? You know? Can you imagine that? In fact, some people tell me, you know what, Dennis, I only eat so small amount, but I really don't know how to lose the weight because I'm getting bigger and bigger. And more often than not, I see these people are in their 40s and going up. And one of the really biggest factors is that your metabolism was no longer as active as you were in your 20s. Agree? What if we have the ability? What if we have the ability to reset metabolism at a genetic level? What if you could be 60, but you could burn food, you know, burn energy as if you were a 25-year-old? Okay? Can you imagine what I'm talking about? So what we have right now is a product called TR90. Now TR90 is actually a very unique, it's not a regular weight management or weight loss product. Okay, why? Because honestly, no amount of weight or weight loss would really be permanent unless your metabolism could burn everything up. You could diet all you want. The moment you stop dieting, you get everything back and more. Okay? So when we launched the TR90 for a few, some of you guys probably have it. It's a intro kit. The first few people were able to sample it. It's a very limited offer. Then eventually, ubusan na siya. Okay, we're able to try it out also in markets like Singapore and Malaysia and in Thailand, in Europe, in the US. And what we found out is that even for people who's a bit, more mature in their 50s, was able to get fantastic results. Fantastic results. Okay. Now, definitely talk is cheap. It's better for you to see the actual science for you to get to appreciate and get to use the product yourself. So go back to the person who invited you to get more information on this one. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, you could have a very good product, a fantastic technology, but you want to find out the partner. Is it going to be for long term? I mean, I definitely want to make sure that if I do business, the business should outlast me. What do I mean? It means that even if I don't exist, the company will still be there operating for my family. Is that important? Okay, so one of the things I look for when it comes to a partner is something called track record. You can never believe a person telling you that their company is the best or the company has the greatest. Why? Because the first thing you need to look at is track record, because track record never lie. Okay, this company in the market for 30 years, so it's not something that came out yesterday. We've been in the market for 30 years and we're doing an annual business currently of around $3.2 billion on a yearly basis. And it keeps getting stronger and stronger. Now, recently one of the most prestigious organizations in the US called the Stevies was able to recognize the top CEO of the US market. I mean, to become a CEO of a company is really, really difficult, right? You have to be good to become a CEO. But to be voted as one of the top CEO in the entire US market, do you think that has to be a different league? Yes. Okay, so let's hear a few words from our CEO, Mr. Truman Hunt.
Now let's face it, when it comes to personal and family finances, things have been tough the past few years. Even for those with good jobs, today's economic uncertainties are creating a very sobering financial reality for people all over the world. And few things in life can cause more stress and anxiety than not being able to provide the quality of life you want for your family now, while also putting a plan in place to enjoy a decent lifestyle in retirement. And as I've found, even when we think we might be on the right path, I worry about my children and their future and how they're going to face some of the toughest economic realities the world has ever seen. Now, in response to this kind of stress, many of us become like the ostrich, and we stick our heads in the sand and just try to do our best. We hope that when we surface, our challenges will have magically gone away. Well, my job at New Skin Enterprises is to work with a very talented team of people to face these challenges head on. Our goal is to enable people to not only survive economic reality, but to thrive by creating a better pathway to prosperity. So no more hiding our heads in the sand. It is possible to take control of our future. And that's why I invite you to take a look at New Skin Enterprises and what we have to offer. very exciting times for New Skin Enterprises. Business trends in our favor. There's more than $1 billion invested in your startup that is focused on a new superclass of anti-aging products. And you have our commitment to continue to innovate so that you enjoy a fresh and vibrant business opportunity. So now it's up to you. Talk to the person who showed you this video. Ask questions. We're happy to answer them. Ultimately, our mission is to be a force for good by empowering people. So on behalf of New Skin, we hope to be part of your journey to creating the life you've always dreamed of. A life of long-term prosperity for you and your family.
Right. Yeah, how do you hear from one of the top CEOs in the world? So would you like to know how you could capitalize on a platform called New Skin Enterprises and Ageloc to propel you to financial freedom? Okay, so with that, I'd like to close my presentation. I'll bring back Johan to introduce the next speaker. Thank you very much and good evening.
Thank you, Dennis. Everyone, another round of applause for Dennis, please. Some very impressive stuff. So to help us understand better this opportunity and how you can take advantage, we'd like to welcome our next presenter. Our next presenter was the Vice President of Merchandising for his family-owned department store business when he came upon this opportunity. Since he's joined this business, he's been able to expand into over 20 countries and helped over 200 Filipinos earn their first $1 million. Million pesos, that is. Excuse me, I forget which country I'm in sometimes. But with that, this individual is a very special individual, and he's helped influence so many people's lives. With that, please help us welcome $1 Million Earner member, Sandy Martinez.
Hello. Okay, good morning. All right. I don't know if you guys were excited about what Dennis was just sharing earlier. I had zero background in wellness, anti-aging, or sales. In fact, some of my friends, when they found out I was going to get into sales, sabi nila, hindi mo naman linya magbenta. Hindi mo rin linya mag-anti-aging. Mas linya mo maging smuggler. And so I totally understand. It was totally out of sync from what I was doing before. But I understand one thing. What I used to do, I was a buyer, and what I buy is what sells. I don't buy what I like. Do you understand that? There are things that you like, but doesn't sell, doesn't make a profit, right? So when you are in business, isa lang yung lilinyahin mo. Kung nasa yung pera, doon ang linihin natin. Tama? Kung yung linya mo, walang pera, di palitan mo, is that simple enough? It's too simple. So I chase after what, not something that I like, that I'm used to. I chase after something that's going to be the next big thing. So, when you talk about Apple, 30 years ago, I encountered Apple as a child playing games on a personal computer of Apple. We missed that. Everybody knew what was Apple before. But then, Apple found an iOS. And when they found iOS, that was a game changer. They released something called iPad. And iPad was a brand new category that nobody has. It was something entirely different. There was no competition to it. And so when I saw that, and when they were going to come up with iPhone, I knew with Apple's technology, with the iOS, iPhone was going to be a big hit. In fact, I had a friend who actually knows the manufacturer of Apple in China. And so I was even negotiating with him to see, can we go and buy from them and sell it on the gray market? You know, I'm not in the computer business. I'm not in the cell phone business. But I know that it's going to make a killing. Yes or yes? And so that's what I look for. Now, when I heard this opportunity 15 years ago, we only had simple skincare line, and that wasn't something that I was excited in. But I was excited in the concept, in the other product of this company called freedom. You see, you can be rich, you can have money, but if you do not have the time to enjoy that money, that's not called freedom. Yes, yes. Some of us work for money, but only a few of us can actually help money work for us. Yes, yes. So I participated in understanding that the company could deliver on this because the products were fantastic. Skincare was totally out of my line, but it was something that was sellable. I could see demonstrable results. You see, the thing with new skin that's a killer is that the product can demonstrate results in minutes. And when you see a product like that, you know, that's a home run. That's going to be a financial home run. But when I understood what this company came up with Ageloc, I don't need to be a geneticist to be a doctor to understand how huge this opportunity is. Our entire life, how you age, how you get sick, how you get old, how fast you get old is controlled by one thing, your genes. And everybody is crazy about it. They go to Germany, they inject themselves with the so-called stem cell. It's the biggest scam of all time. I went there, I went to Frankfurt to investigate them, to find out whether this millions is going to be even worth it. But they don't even have any clinical study done. There's not a proof that the product actually works. Ang proof niyan, si Marcos, dalawa sila nagpa-stem cell. Yung isa, okay, paano masamang damo? Yung isa, nagkalupos. Oh, so 50-50 pa rin mo yan. Yung chances. Are you going to make sugar? Of course not. But when I heard about this, and they said it was something called, it's a gene-based technology, and it's going to stop aging, retard aging, and influence your genetic expression, make your genes think young. Do you understand what that means? Your genes control what kind of cells are being reproduced in your body. And so what it means is that this genes is the program that's going to tell your body keep getting younger, keep getting younger, keep getting younger. And when I heard that, I said, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Is that even real? Is that even there? And then when I found out about LifeGen Technologies, I understood that this is the first company in the world. This is the highest level of research done in genetics in the human world. Okay? Last time there was they could only extend the life of a spider, of a fruit fly, but with this company, they were the first to be able to lengthen the life and in fact retard the age of primates. Do you understand what that means? Nobody has this kind of technology. Nobody can claim anti-aging until they can touch the genes. And so what we're talking about is something like an iOS. It's a category pioneer. We're not even talking about a single new product. We're talking about a brand new category that nobody competes in. And that's the reason why this company's sales over the last couple of years is over $1 billion with this single product launch. And so when I understood that, and I know what was going to come up next, I said to myself, I've got to be brain dead, not to take advantage, and to see how I can participate in this huge opportunity that's a first in the world. We're not talking about a product that's a first in the country. We're talking about, it doesn't matter if you're from the United States. This product is ahead of its time in the entire world. Is that good? And for the first time, you guys, I'm so excited for you. Because you know, when Dennis was talking about those people who gain weight, hindi ba nakakainis yung mga tao, kain na kain, hindi tumataba? And the first thing that's in our mind is that it's what? It's genetic, isn't it? And so for the first time, there's actually a company that can turn off those switches that actually make your metabolism aging. You know, and so it's going to approach aging and fat loss at the genetic level and allow you to have the metabolism of a younger person. Is that good? So in that business side, I can tell you one thing, it's very exciting. You know, from my background before as a buyer, and that's what I always look for, is the next big thing. And then, from that standpoint, I can know that it's very, very profitable. Dun pa lang, sold that way. But what got me involved in the business? Years ago, I was searching. I don't know how many of you are searching. How many of you in this room are completely satisfied with their life right now? Anyone? How many of you would love to have a better life? Okay, let me ask a more clear question. How many of you would not just want to be rich, but you want to be rich, happy, and free? Okay, I tell you what, to me, a good life is not cheap. Yes, yes. Most of us will work our whole life trying to get freedom, but we don't. We end up burning our entire life, and by the time we get that money, you have no teeth to enjoy it. You can afford to buy Angus beef, but you can't chew it. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so, it's not just about having freedom, but having freedom at the right time where you can still enjoy it. Yes, yes. So to me, this life that I'm showing you right now is a picture of what I call freedom. Is it a good life? Do you think this life is cheap? Now think about it with me. How much do you need to earn on a monthly basis to buy this kind of life? What do we need to work for? Pag ikaw ba kumikita ng 100,000 kada buwan, kaya mo na bilhin yan? Eh, swimming pool pa lang, kulang 100,000 mo eh. Swimming pool pa lang. That house, if that house was somewhere here in Taguig, you know how much it will cost? Probably 100 million. Right? If it's somewhere next door, yung dun sa may mga, what do you call that place? Beside the fort. No, if it is in Dasmariñas village, just 200 million. I'm talking about the cheaper one. The one beside the fort. The new one. Kasi in Dasmariñas village and Forbes Park, kung hindi ka Aldrich, kung hindi ka si Pacquiao, hindi mo mabibili. Am I right? Ang problema ng pagiging Pacquiao, kailangan na rin si Division. So yung ako mo, baka maging kamukha niya. Hindi mo lang. Alright. So how much do you need to earn to have this kind of a life? I'll give you a clue. There's no way you could get that as an employee. Yes, it is. But to me, this kind of a life, a good life, a big life, costs the same amount of money as an ordinary life. What do I mean by that? Yung ibang tao sa isang buhay nila, katulad ni Henry C. He has 30-something malls. This guy was just a shoe store owner. A shoe store owner owning 30-something malls and becoming one of the richest people in the Philippines. And it's not the rich. It's the fact that he could give employment to millions of Filipinos because of his vision and his courage to pursue business. Do you understand? So, anong diferensya ni Henry C. doon sa Pilipino matanda na, umaasa pa rin sa parents? Have you noticed that? There are some people in their life, they couldn't even take care of themselves. They have to depend on other people. This big life and a small life, actually it costs the same. Isang buhay. Tama? It's one life. It costs the same one life. So time is our most precious asset. And so to me, that's my most precious resource. Ayaw ko masayang ng oras ko. So I thought about, if I go here as an employee, am I going to get my freedom? No, there's no way. Right? So I need to have the best return for my time. So I become an entrepreneur. My parents laid out the foundation for us. They were teachers before. Thank goodness I have parents like that. Teacher yung nanay ko. Yung tatay ko, principal. Walang alam sa negosyo. Unfortunately, wala rin silang alam sa panganganak, kaya nagka-anim. So nung nagka-anim na anak, wala silang alam sa negosyo, pero kailangan lang paaralin yung anim. Eh kung ako yung anak mo, kawawa ka. It took me 5 years to finish college in Canada, and it's expensive to study there. That's not even engineering. Kapag nag-engineering ako, 10 years yun. Do you understand how expensive I can be? So adding na anak na ganyan, so it's very difficult. And so they really went into business. And they failed the first time. But you know what? It's a good thing that they were bold enough to try again. And that's when they made it. And so I understood from everybody's example that business is the way to go. Kasi kahit pa paano, mas may pera. Right? At least sa empleyo, wala kang pera. At least pagka nag-business ka na, mas may pera kasi you can buy more of these things. Here's the problem. The problem is this, sabi ko sa sarili ko, you know, kasadya kasi medyo genetically tamad ako eh. Sino dito nakaka-relate? Ayaw mo magtrabaho, gano'n. Ganun ba? At saka the other thing about me is genetically, for some reason, it's not my fault, yeah? But I find that morning is the best time to sleep. Sino nakaka-relate? So I love to wake up when I'm done sleeping. I hate it when people wake me up, you know? And so, sabi ko, kailan ko magagawa yan? Until when am I going to work hard? I don't mind working hard. I just like working hard forever. You know, life is short, isn't it? Life is too short. You know, and may nagbigay sa akin ng book, Pakasal. Sabi ng book, the 100 journeys you should take in your lifetime. Magbilang ka nga. If you travel once a year only, you need 100 years to complete that. Do you understand? Life is too short, isn't it? So sabi ko sa sarili ko, until when am I going to work hard? I don't want working hard. Until when? So I have to shorten this. Siguro talagang gano'n, no? When you pray, when you really want it, something appears. Opportunity appears. Sabi nga ni Evan Almighty, if you pray for an opportunity, If you prayed for success, if you prayed for freedom, do you think God will just give it to you, or will He give you the opportunity? So that opportunity came to me when my friend showed me this opportunity of Nu Skin. And at first I thought, he's crazy. He's an architect. He's making $10,000 a month in 1991. And he would give up architecture to sell vitamins. Is that ridiculous? $10,000 a month is 500,000 pesos in 1991. Yung mga Apple buy na yan dyan, piso lang yata yan o ganyan ng 1991. I mean, that is dirt cheap. So if you have 500,000 a month pesos in 1991, pwede ka na bumili ng isang property sa Ayala, Alabang kada buwan. I-give up mo yun para magbenta ka ng vitamins. Isn't there something wrong? So sabi ko, bro, why are you doing that? What made you want to do this business? Sabi niya, if you were given the chance to work for just 5 years and set yourself up for life. So instead of working 40 years, we shortcut that down into 5 years. Do you like the shortcut or the long cut? Is there anybody here na gusto ko talaga mag-long cut? Kung di kong dadaan ka, pupunta ka ng Cavite, gusto mo lang talaga dumaan muna ng Tagaytay, paikot bago ka pumunta dun sa sa Cavite. Okay ba yun? Long cut? Of course, I want the shortcut. I always want shortcut. Even in school, I want shortcut. Madadaan sa tikoy, daanin sa tikoy. You know what I'm talking about, right? And so sabi ko, paano yan? That's crazy. Who do we have to kill? Do we have to be another Napoles? So I actually came to this presentation to investigate. Kasi ako, may iba ko pagkatao eh. I don't trust anybody else except myself. I make my own decisions. I don't ask anybody. And the reason why I say that is because pagka nagtatanong ka sa mga tao, ang dami-daming opinion. Pero pag mali yung opinion nila at sinunod mo, pag nagka-problema ka, di mo makakita. There are many people with a lot of opinions, but they're not going to help you. Yes or yes? So I'd rather make my own mistakes. If I make that mistake, it's my mistake. At least I can control my future. Am I right? So I came to the presentation looking for that possibility. And when I saw this business, I was so excited. I did all the math. And I did dalawa lang tinitingnan natin sa business. Yung number one is this: what's the best thing that can happen to me? First of all, that's why I will not be employed. Kasi if I'm employed and I think about it, ano problema ko? Lagi akong late. Tapos, mahilig akong maglakwatsa. Lahat sinashortcut ko. Eh wala akong trabaho na gusto na ganyan. Am I right? So what are my chances to become a vice president? Very slim. But even if I become a vice president, hindi pa rin ko ma-afford ito eh. Because how much do you need to make every month to make this kind of a life? How much do you make? How much do you need to make? Yung 100,000, kulang yan. 100,000 na ipon. Yung 100,000 na kita, baliwala. Am I right? So we're talking about 500,000 to $1 million a month. And there's no way that the boss can give that to you. And that's the reason why ayaw ko dyan. I always look at what's the best thing that can happen to me. The second thing that you look at is what's the worst thing that can happen to me. Hindi naman lahat bed of roses, right? Pag nag-fail ka, anong mangyayari sa'yo? Let's take a look again. Pag empleyado ka, sabi mo, ayaw mo yung 5 years, hindi sigurado yan eh. Dito na lang ako sa 40 years, sigurado. Sigurado nga. Sigurado kang tatanda, walang pera. Apa yung problema? Dito ka sa 40 years, tumaya mo. If you made the mistake, by the time you're done, si 10 ka na eh. You know what I'm talking about? That's the worst thing. If you made a mistake, it's 40 years. Sabi ko dito, sabi niya, 3 to 5 years. Kung nagkamali ako, 3 to 5 years lang yan. What's the worst thing that can happen to me? Am I right? So 15 years ago, I made that bold move. I told my parents about it. Sabi niya, are you crazy? You spent the most money studying in Canada. Pagkatapos pagbalik mo, magiging Avon boy ka. Are you kidding? You know, what went into your mind? Sabi ko, hindi mo maintindihan. Huwag na natin pag-usapan. Kasi in the first place, if you talk to your parents about blogging right now, they would not understand also what is blogging. Am I right? That you can make money from blogging. And so I just did it. And so now when people ask me, I said, how long have you been in that business? Sabi ko, are you asking me how long I work or how long I've been collecting a check? What happens is I work hard for this business for 3 years. And after that 3 years, I've been collecting a check to the company for the last 15 years. Is that good? Alam mo, in life, there are 4 types of people. Ano man piliin mo, ano man kurso piliin mo, you make sure you understand first where you're headed to. The first type of people, you ask them, do you have money? They tell you no. I don't have enough money. Laging sakto lang. Have you ever heard that before? Nung minimum wage yung kinikita mo, sakto lang. Nung kumita ka na ng 30,000, sakto lang din. Nung kumita ka na ng 100,000, sakto lang din. Okay, right? Pero parang yung savings hindi nag-grow. Do you see that? And then when you ask them, do you have time? They tell you, I'm very busy. Do you know people like that? They have no time and they have no money. Hanggang kailan? Ano yan, OJT? Isang katapolo ng OJT. 5 years na, wala ka tayong pera, wala ka tayong oras, para OJT. Or the second type of people, you ask them, do you have money? They tell you, no, I have no money. You ask them again, do you have time? I have a lot of time. How many of you have friends who are like that? You have friends like that? Avoid them. Kasi pag nagka-problema yan, ikaw lalapitan. Am I right? Tapos pag umutang yan, utang tiwa yan. Right? Okay. And the third type of people, you ask them, do you have money? They tell you have money. You ask them again, do you have time? They have no time. Do you know people like that? Hindi ba parang masaklap yung tipong akala mo, no, pinopromote ka ng boss mo. And I have good news for you. You're going to be promoted. In fact, I know may oras ka pa eh. Kasi nakakapaglaro pa kayo ng anak mo, nakikita ko sa Facebook. Saka nakikita ko may oras ka pa, bisa nag-date pa kayo ng wife mo. Bilhin ko sa'yo, bigyan kita ng mas magandang titulo, dagdagan mo ng pera, akin na yung panahon mo para sa pamilya mo. Parang gano'n yun eh. Alright? So may kapalit eh. So kaya sabi nila, gano'n siguro talaga sa mundo eh. Career or family, hindi pwedeng magsakay. Pero sa tingin ko, bakit hindi pwedeng magsakay? There has got to be more than that, just, making a living. Yes, please. There has got to be another way to earn, right? And so this was also the same way for us in the traditional business. I was surrounded by entrepreneurs. My grandfather retired when he was 85 years old. Would you like to retire at 85? Are you going to be excited? Hindi, 30 years na lang. Itong problema, so when he retired, meron siyang pera, meron siyang panahon. Pero pag tawag na sa mga friend niya, parang kapag-Starbucks, walang sumasagot. Tapos pagka mag-cruise siya, ayaw siya payagan kasi mas mahal na yung pabalik. You know what I'm talking about? So you don't really want to wait until you're 85 years old, isn't it? And so that's the problem in business. The business owns you. We had 300 employees before. You have no idea. Dalawang beses na kami nagka-strike. Do you know every day, nasarado yung tindahan mo, alam ba ilang milyon nawawala sa'yo? Do you understand what kind of headache you have when you have 300 people? Sabi ng friend ko, alam mo, it's less headache to have 300 cows than to have 300 employees. Tama hindi? Pero talaga, kasi dito sa Pilipinas, you have to make one assumption. You assume that everybody is honest. Yes? You make that assumption, tomorrow you're bankrupt. That's the truth. And so, that's what I noticed all around me. Sabi ko, parang hopeless na yata. Pag nag-i-empleyado ka, wala ka namang pera. Pag nag-negosyante ka, may pera ka, wala ka namang panahon. Stress ka pa. Parang hanggang dito na lang yata. Di ba na? Sabi naman ni Gretchen Barreto, okay na daw umiiyak ka, basta nasa PFW. Kasi nagtalo si Gretchen sa kayong isang artista eh. Sabi niya, money is not everything. Sabi ni Gretchen, hindi ah. Kung umiiyak ka na sa tricycle ka, kung umiiyak ka na sa BMW, iba yun. Just kidding. Okay. So that's the problem. So imagine my excitement when somebody told me, if you have the chance that you can have the money, you can have all the time in the world, and you can have the time, you can have the money, would you want to do it? And what if you can do it in 3 to 5 years? Are you willing to work hard for it? Sabi ko, are you kidding? As long as I don't have to kill, kung 3-5 taon lang naman, why not? Diba? Kesa naman 40 years. So I did not really believe. But when after the presentation, I actually saw the mechanics of it. Kasi ako cerebral ako na tao eh. I'm not very emotional. I have to understand the numbers, I have to believe in the numbers, and then only will I believe in whatever you say. And then when I saw it, I saw the possibility. And some people are asking me, is that a sure thing? Is that a guarantee? Now I tell you what, there are no guarantees in the world. Yes, yes. How many of you are married? Now you know what I mean, right? There are no guarantees in the world, right? It doesn't matter how you check, isn't it? But there's a fifth type of people. Kasi I know people who have the money and who have the time. But again, they have no teeth. So you cannot eat the things you like. And so the fifth type of person is this. You have the money, you have the time, and you have the youth. And because of Ageloc, you can do it now. Is that good? Can you imagine if there's a product out there that after consuming it for 10 to 12 months, your body will behave like 20 years younger? How much would you pay for that kind of a product? It's priceless. Right? And so that's the product that we have. The type 5 type of person. Okay, so it's not about selling products. It's not about the world. It's about freedom. Okay? So there's two ways to make money, and you need to understand this too. If you understand this too, then you'll understand how you can compress 4 years into 5 years. The first way is called working hard. Working hard means this: 100% of your income is based on your effort. So in order to make more money, you have to work harder. That what it is? That's the usual, isn't it? Ito problema dyan. Pag basketball player ka, ano? Pray ka lang, huwag ka matapilok. Kasi pag natapilok ka, isang linggo lang, kinalimutan ka na ng madla. Kinalimutan ka na rin ng boss mo. Am I right? Yeah. I mean, so, this is, you know, if you are a neurosurgeon, kaya lang, nagkapas mo nga, pasmada, yung sinasabi nila na pagka daw pinapawisan so huwag ka maligo. Neurosurgeon ka, tapos nagsishake yung kamay mo. You know, they say that a recession is due. It's actually overdue right now. My question is, if there was a recession, and you were to lose your job, and you are the breadwinner of the family, how many of you here are breadwinners? So can you imagine if you do not have a job for the next 6 months, what is going to happen to your family? This is what happens when you are just depending on your own effort. See, John Paul Getty is a billionaire, and he said, I'd rather have 1% of the effort of 100 people than 100% of my own effort. That's called working smart. Okay? And so that's why you create a system that would multiply your efforts 1,000-fold, so that the system can work even without you. If you have 1% of 100 people's effort, if you stop working, there's still 99% of the people who are working. Yes, it is. And so that's what I call working smart. If you understand this, the difference between the two, then you will know where the money comes from. Okay? So I want to introduce you to my uncle, si Mang Donald. Kilala na si Mang Donald? Alam mo si Mang Donald, ang story ng Mang Donald, hindi kanya yung McDonald's eh. Ginamit lang yung pangalan niya. Actually, binili yan ni Ray Kroc kay McDonald's. Nakita ni Ray Kroc, masarap yung burger mo, maganda yung french fries mo, maganda itong operation mo, bilhin ko yung negosyo sa'yo. Ngayon mo ikaw sa McDonald's, ba't mo binenta? Kasi akala mo, yung binabayad sa'yo, mas malaki na sa kaya mong kikain. Am I right? You think you're gonna make this much. But, bakit binili ni Ray Kroc na mas mataas na presyo? Because he thinks that he can earn that much. So you saw. And what he sold was this, he did not understand. Kasi nakita ni McDonald's, burger, yung business niya, retail. Magbebenta lang ako ng burger. Binili ko sa Divisoria, i-chop ko yung beef, pagkatapos ibebenta ko. Yun na nakita niya. Pero yung nakita ni Ray Kroc, iba. Ang nakita niya buong mundo. He was talking about a different concept. So alam niya, pagkakakita niya, baliwala yung binigay ng pera kay McDonald's. And that's why now McDonald's has 30,000 franchises. And sabi ni McDonald's, sabi ni Ray Kroc, may dalawang trending na nakikita niya. Number one, people look for fast food. Yun yung trend. The second thing is, people are looking for alternative businesses. Kasi sawa na sila na pagtatrabaho. So sabi nga, bibigay ko sa kanila yung formula. Tried and tested na. Wala nang risk, pero meron akong 3%. And 30,000 people said yes. And that's why he makes about $1 million a day. Is that good? Ito maganda eh. Si Ray Kroc patay na. Si McDonald's patay na rin. Pero yung kinikita niya sa isang araw, mas malaki na sa kinikita mo. Okay ba yun? Yun ang tinatawag dito. Yung sistema, yung institution na binild niya, na tinayo niya, tumatakbo na. Tumatakbo na yun kahit nawala siya dyan. That's what I mean by complete leverage. And it's also talking about vision. You see, kahit lang dito ka nakikita mo itong negosyo, hindi lahat ng tao makakakita ng malaking negosyo. You see what happens? Let me give you a very local example. How many of you have heard of a burger company called Scott's Burger? Anyone? You know, I study in Quezon City. So I went to school in Grace Christian. So sa labas ng Del Monte, meron doon Scott's Burger. Nakakanda yung Scott's Burger. Biruin mo, 10 years ago na ako nag-high school, so medyo matagal-tagal na. Okay, yung Scott's Burger, hanggang ngayon, iilan lang sila. Siguro mga 4 o 5 lang. No. So wala nakakakilala ng Scott's Burger. Pero, how many of you have heard of Angel's Burger? Anybody? Okay. Eh, kung yung kanto ng bahay niyo walang Angels, isang ibig sabihin ng delikado sa inyo. Ngayon, yung Angel's Burger, pag tinikman mo yung burger nila, eh, manonotice ka. Pareho yung lasa sa Scott's Burger. Bakit kasi ka mag-anak eh? Ginuha pa rin recipe kay Scott's. So, nauna si Scott's by tens of years. Pero hindi na nakita yung negosyong nakita ni Angels. So, hindi pala sa produkto nagkakatalo kung anong nakita mo. You see, the thing is, I came to this opportunity 15 years ago. I was not alone. There were people who saw it. Kasi pati anak ni Lucian sumali eh. Pero, iba ang nakita ko ito eh. Hindi ko nakita yung product, hindi na nakita ko anong product. Ang nakita ko yung freedom ko. Nakita ko I can do global business. When I studied in Canada, I had classmates from unheard of places like Mauritius Island, Seychelles, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, all these places. And I realized that this business I can expand around the world. That's what I saw. That's why I bought into it. And today, I earn income from over 20 countries. Is that good? Tomorrow, I fly to Milan. From Milan, I go to Venice. From Venice, I go to Greece. From Greece, I go back to Florence and so on to do shopping and all that. And guess what? All these places, I have people there. Is that nice? You know, so it's very interesting. Hindi naman ako nag-contact sa kanila. Pagpunta ko ng LA, meron din akong kapartner doon. Pagpunta ko ng Germany, meron din akong kapartner doon. Pagpunta ko ng Tokyo, I've never been to Tokyo, takot ako sa radiation. Pero may partner pa rin ako. Is that nice? So that's the beauty of this business. If you understand the power that we have right now in our hands, you know what's our edge? The Filipino has mastered the theory of relativity. Yes or yes? We have relatives all around the world. Yes or yes? And so there is one country that has the biggest potential to go global. Saan man lukalot ng mundo, may Filipino doon and they speak the language. Ganon ka madiskarte ang Pinoy. Pag napunta ka sa China, nawawala ka sa Guangzhou, maghanap ka ng Pinoy. Sigurado alam niya kung saan ka pupunta. At saan ka, sunok-sunok ka, saan bibili ng pinakamura, alam ng Pinoy. You know what I'm talking about? You go to places like Singapore, my goodness. Okay? And so the potential for this business is huge for us. Okay? And with a product like ours, like nobody has them. I don't care who I talk to. I talk to people from Colombia, I talk to people from India, and everybody's excited because universally, everybody will age. Alright? Sino dito tumatanda? Meron ba hindi tumatanda dito? Sino gusto tumanda? Meron ba? O, diba laki na market natin? All around the world, ganyan yung mga tao mo. Okay? And so, that's what I saw. So now I'm going to show you how you earn. And so this business, you can earn small time and there's big time. Sino dito gusto kumita ng extra income? Okay, sino dito gusto kumita big time na income? Alright, okay. I'm going to show you how to earn both. Okay, as a distributor, step one, if you want to make some extra income, it's really easy. You know, para pumili ka ng product sa Divisoria, binenta mo, kikita ka. That's very simple. And the good thing about this is the products of this company are so unique. Isang kwento mo lang because it's such a different kwento. Bibili na agad yung mga tao. Mabilis magaan siyang ibenta. And so for you to make 20,000 to 30,000 a month is highly possible. And wala ka pa boss. Is that good? Ano gusto mo? 20,000 a month, pero graveyard ka. Ano mo tinawag yan na graveyard shift? Kasi malapit ka na sa grave. Yun ang totoo doon. 5 taon lang, tinanda mo. Hindi pa lang, tinanda lang. Yung mga pinballs mo pa lang, hindi mo kaya bayaran yan. Hindi kaya ni Bendo yan, am I right? Oo, baka mo niya, pati sa pet, may pimple ka. But the point is that the products are so good that, you know what, just a simple conversation, you don't have to hard sell and the products will sell. Okay? However, I'm not here to sell products. Hindi ka yayaman sa pagbebenta ng product. What you will do is you want to learn how to become McDonald's. You want to learn how to become Angel's Burger. How could you spread out across the globe? And that's when you become a franchise builder. As a franchise builder, the only thing that you need to do is to buy a business kit containing your products for yourself to use. Isa lang yung mortal sin sa business na to. Bawal magsinungaling. Kaya bawal si Miriam dito. Okay. Kailangan gamitin mo yung product. You have to be the product of the product. Is that okay? When you get your business kit, you have your global business ID, and the most important thing that you're going to get from here is the training. Okay? Alam mo ang Jollibee, kaya mahal ng Jollibee, 30 million. Hindi yung recipe yung binibili mo. Yung binibili mo yung sistema, yung paano gawin ang Jollibee. Magaling magsabi, gusto mo magnegosyo. Marunong ka ba magnegosyo? May experience ka ba? Marunong ka ba kung anong sasabihin mo, anong gagawin mo? Enough ba yung kakilala mo? Do you have the right contact spread? And if you don't have that, I have good news for you. The training of this organization is so great that we can turn ordinary people to have extraordinary success. And you will meet them later. Okay? And so how do you get back your investment? Do you have 5 friends? Let me repeat my question. Do you have 5 friends who are looking for better income? Yes? Do you have 5 friends who want to lose fat without diet and without exercise? Do you have those kind of friends? Right? Do you have friends who want to lose their wrinkles? Or are your friends saying, no, don't touch my wrinkles, that's not me. Meron bang ganyan? That's my trademark. Okay? So, next mo na lang yan, huwag mo na pansinin yan. May top-up yun. Alright? Okay. So, when you invite your friends, meron ba silang mga friends na gusto rin pumayat? Yes. And you're going to get 5% from whatever they use and whatever they sell. And so, that's how you will make your first 20 to 30,000. And so, I asked myself, what about overhead? What about warehousing? What about logistics? Sino magde-deliver doon? Sino magaganyan? At sabi sa akin, everything is handled by the company. The only thing you need to do is to become the marketing director to your own business. Is that good? You just connect these people to the company, Skype with them in the United States. When they use the product, they buy from the company, you have 5% in dollars. Good, good. So that's the beginning. That's how you make 20,000 to 30,000 a month. Let's say you want to make more. Let's say you want to make, say, 70,000 a month. How do you do that? You want to qualify to become an executive. Parang team leader ka na. And there's a training time. 1 month to 6 months. Sa trabaho, gano'n din, di ba? Si 6 months, magsi-70,000 yung kita mo, di ba? Gano'n ba? Kaya magsi-70,000 yung kita mo sa trabaho. Sa call center, kailan? Teka na, dito mga 6 months lang. Pero pag mabilis ka, 3 months lang. Pag mas mabilis ka pa, parang sister ko, magaling kasi yung kapatid, 1 day. Alright? How do you become an executive? When you become an executive, you now manage a team of people. So there's now a group of people here. May iba dyan customer na. May iba dyan gusto mag-buy and sell. And there's some people that we also coaching to become a franchise. And so because you are the leader of this team, the company is going to give you 9 to 20% of everything in this egg basket. Good, good. Now we have this revolutionary product called TR90. Let me just share with you my experience. I have a friend in Singapore. And you know Singaporean, the worst thing that you can tell them to do is to go on a diet. Because they eat 5 to 6 times a day. And this friend enjoys everything from cheeses to steak to everything, the fine food. Gusto din talaga. But when he saw TR90, sabi niya, you know, I don't think this is going to work for me because of my dietary habits, but I will use it anyway because I need to lose weight. She went to China. When she came back, she could not stop talking to me about it. She said, do you know what happened to me? I said, what? She said, my masseuse said I have a new body. I looked in the mirror and my body was shaped differently. It's almost like I reversed 20 years apart from losing weight. Can you imagine that? Is that good? So when you have 10 people who want to get back the body and wear a bikini again, alright? 10 lang na ganung tao, ang sales mo dyan mga $10,000 na yan. So that 20% is already $2,000 a month. Good. If you were gonna make $20,000, $2,000 a month, and you did not have a boss, flexi time. Okay ba yun? Okay, unless ayaw mo ng time. Hindi, ayaw mo ng time, gusto ko yung boss ko. What about your family? Di ba yung family, yung boss mas importante. Meron bang ganon? Okay, so how do you go big time? First step lang yan. To become a franchise, to qualify as a franchise is the first step. The next step is to become a leader. Ito pala, do you like helping people? In the realm of possibilities, can you find 4 people to help to become executives? Can you? How many of you can find 4 people? Okay, if you can help 4 people to become executives, your goal is 4-star. And when you become a Ruby executive 4-star, what happens to you is this. You have a free trip. Ito lang disadvantage sa business na to, lagi kami ini-istorbo. Mamaya-maya lang, nagkakabal na naman. Kagagaling na namin this year sa Turkey. Pupunta naman kami ng Bali. Eto, pupunta na naman kami ng Japan. Tapos lahat 5-star. Nakakainis. So you tell your partner, tutulungan mo kung hindi. Kasi kung hindi ka na isasama. Magsasama ko ng iba. Okay ba yun? Okay? And so it's one thing to go to Japan on budget. Alam mo naman sa Japan, parang tax yung mga hotel. It's one thing to go there free, 5-star. Is that good? And I heard the next success trip after Japan is Europe. Wala pang gusto pumunta ng Europe, di ba? Meron pa dito? Okay. Paris yata eh. No, hindi ko sure. Sinasabi ko lang, sinasuggest ko ka Johan para sabihin niya, Paris. Okay. So, leadership in this business is all about helping people. You know, I spoke to somebody who's extremely rich. And I asked her this question. Why are you still so excited about this business? Sabi niya, you know, I found in this business what my money couldn't get me. I said, what did you find? Sabi niya, number one, I found my mojo back. I'm so excited again. Then the second, this business is my mission. Because only in this business am I able to help others improve themselves. Samantalang sa negosyo ko, lahat ng mga empleyado ko nagtatrabaho lang para sa akin. Dito, you have to help other people. And the joy that you get out of changing and transforming people's lives is incomparable. Is that nice? And so when you help 4 people to become successful here, so you're a leader, and you help people to become executives as well. Ganun lang. And when that person becomes an executive and graduates, the company is going to give you 10% of that entire person's business, that entire franchise. Is that good? Ano mo yung 10% na yan, parang kondo yan na may rental na natatanggap ka. Yung condo, for example, kung ito may 10 customer din sila, and 10% of $10,000 is $1,000. But this $1,000 is coming to you and you're no longer working because this group is already independent. So the 10%, yung $1,000 na dumadating sa'yo is whether you like it or not. Is that good? You like to make money whether you like it or not? How can you earn that? If you buy a condo at Rockwell, 10 million, you make 50,000 pesos. Ano mas madali? Maghanap ng 10 million o tumulong na isang tao? Tumulong na nakatulong ka pa, right? So if you help people who are better than you, and they can help people under them, from all those franchises all around the world up to 6 generations, you're going to get 5%. Good. So I started right here. And then now I have 750 of these franchises all over the world. And these 750 combined gives me millions of dollars every month in sales revenue. Now tell me, if you have a business, yung sales revenue mo, millions of dollars, okay ba na business yun? Is that a big business? Ito maganda. Wala akong overhead, wala akong pinapaswerduhan, wala akong iniisip na renta, wala akong hinahabol, wala akong sakit ng ulo. You know what I told my friends? This business is outsourcing at its best. Ano yung outsource mo? Yung sakit ng ulo, lahat binigay ko sa kanila. Okay ba yun? If you help 4 people to become successful, you're called a Ruby executive. Joanna, you didn't do your assignment. But anyway, a Ruby executive earns in pesos about 100-something thousand pesos a month average. Is that good? Okay, this is in Singapore dollar. So pardon the amount because we were in Singapore making this presentation. By the way, if you have contacts in Singapore, we were going to be starting to expand there to the Filipino market. So if you have contacts in Singapore, make sure you inform us about it para hindi mahuli yung mga kaibigan mo doon. Para pagbalik nila dito, first class citizen na sila. Mayaman na sila. Is that okay? Okay. So if you help 4 people to become a Ruby and you make about $3,000, or about 100-something thousand pesos per month. Good or good? Pasweldo na yan ng isang bank manager, ng isang hindi bank manager, vice president. Ano mas madali? Maging vice president o maghanap ng 4 na tao? Do we have Ruby executives in there? Can you please stand up? Ruby executives? Alright, let's give them a round of applause. Yeah? Okay. Great, thank you. Help 2 more people in your called an emerald. And an emerald makes 200-something thousand pesos a month on the average. These are now audited public figures. This is audited by PricewaterhouseCoopers. Now, do we have any emerald executives in there? Can you please stand up? Emerald executives? Alright, let's keep it around with us. Yeah? Thank you. Now, if you have 2 more people, 8 people, in the realm of possibilities, is it possible we can help 8 people in 3 years? Yeah, if you have 8 people, you're called a diamond, and the diamond makes about 500,000 pesos a month per minute. Pwede mo pagtsagaan? Pwede mo pagtsagaan? Punta ka sa nanay mo. Sabi mo, Nay, Itong 100,000, pagpasensyahan nyo na po. Next time, dadagdagan ko pa. Pero para sa ngayon, 100,000 na lang po muna. Okay na ba? You think people will look at you differently? Diba, ikaw ang pinakamagaling. Dati ikaw walang kwenta, bla bla bla. Ngayon, ikaw ang pinakamagaling, pinakamatalino, pinakalahat. Pag uwi mo anak, ano gusto mo na ipag-aahin kita? Am I right? Oo, barangay mo, pagdidiwang ka. Pag birthday mo, akala mo, birthday na bayani. No, tantas nandito ka pa. You don't have to be at OFW. What if you can find 12? You know, nung nakita ko itong diamond, sabi ko, okay na ako dyan. Okay na ako dyan, kasi magkaroon naman yung kapital ko. Wala pa $1,000 yung kapital ko. Kung ganyan lang, bali wala. Sabi ko, because to earn that kind of income, I have to own a Jollibee. Yung Jollibee, 500,000 lang return ng kada buwan. Pagkatapos 30 million ang kapital. Dito, laway lang kinapital ko. Nakatulong pa ako ng 8 taon. Is that good? Okay, what if you can find 12? If you find 12, you become a blue diamond. And a blue diamond income is averaging around 1.82 million pesos per month. Pwede na ba pagtsagaan yun? Sabi ko, gano'ng katagal maging blue diamond? Sabi nila, the average is 5 years. Sabi ko, ilang ang blue diamond sa buong mundo? Di ako naniniwala. Baka 1 o 2 taon lang. Baka tsumamba lang yan. Baka nauna lang yan. And I found out there are 3,000 blue diamonds in the world. Is that good? Fantastic. Sabi ko, oh my God. 3,000 may chance ako. Magpugla ulit, wala akong chance kasi isa lang yan eh. So I went to Singapore and I was doing research. Sabi ko, baka naman sa mga malalaking country lang yan, like China. What about Singapore? Kasi 5 million lang tao sa Singapore eh. Tapos pag tinanggal mo yung mga Pilipino, 3 million na lang natira. So tinanong ko ilan ang blue diamonds sa Singapore. And I found out that there's about 100 blue diamonds in Singapore. Is that fantastic? If a small country like Singapore with 5 million people can produce 100 blue diamonds, in a country with 100 million people, not including the rest of the world, can we produce 100 million peso earning individuals? Can we produce it? Of course we can. Kaya sabi ko, etong maganda. Sa Pilipinas, pag maghanap ka ng kapital, baka ibang tao ng kapital. Pero kung diskarte at diskarte lang, mas madali ang Pinoy. Am I right? Kung pakikisama lang at PR lang, wala nang gagaling pa si Pinoy. Am I right? We export talents. Unfortunately, ibang bansa nakikinabang while your friends here are suffering. Why don't we start exporting entrepreneurs so that we will become global entrepreneurs and they will bring home dollars here and benefit the country. Is that good? Okay. And so in this country, there were a few bold people. Ano, nagsimula ako, nakaupo na ako dyan eh. Dami ng tao, wala ko na nakita ibang tao, nakita ko lang sarili ko, sabi ko, kaya ko yan. Wala namang time limit, 12 lang, di ba? Maghanapin ko 12. Kahit 10 taon para makadevelop ng 12, okay lang sa akin. Yet there are some people in our team that become faster and faster. Took me 5 years, somebody took 3 years, and just recently, I heard that in the team, somebody has just qualified to become a blue diamond in 12 months. Okay ba yun? Okay ba yun? Years na mga ano yun? August, tatak mo. August 2015, you're gonna have a celebration. You call all your friends in the batch meets and etc. Bakit? Wala, may konting salo-salo lang. Ano yun? Wala, na-graduate na ako. Ano yan? Blue diamond na kasi ako eh. Ano ba yung gusto ng blue diamond? Wala, konti lang. Mga 2 million naman. Okay ba yun? Okay? So in the Philippines, you know, there were a few bold people, there are a few people who have already stepped up to the plate and have already become blue diamonds. Would you like to meet them and listen to them? Alright, so let's introduce some of the blue diamonds, local blue diamonds from the Philippines.
Our first blue diamond, Justin Gatti got my time. Blue diamond, Mario Flores. Blue diamond, Justin T. Blue diamond, Paulo Nebora. Blue diamond, Marlon Ilagan. Blue diamond, Bernardino Budani. Blue diamond, Ryan Budani. Blue diamond, Earl Agustin. Blue diamond, Mela Castillo Agustin. Blue diamond and $1 Million Circle member, Daniel Logan. And Blue Diamond, one-star creator, and $1 Million Circle member, Dennis Ong.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so my name is Gabby Gatmaitan. I graduated from De La Salle University. I took up industrial engineering. The reason why I did this music business is very simple because growing up, I saw my family succeed in business. I saw the freedom that they were able to create for themselves, and I kind of wanted that freedom for myself. I did. What happened is when I graduated, I decided to not get a job, but instead go straight into the newskin business. I've been doing this business for 4 years. It took me 3 years to become the youngest, fastest Blue Diamond executive here in the Philippine market today. I'm 26 years old, and I do not regret a day in my life. I always tell people who see this business for the first time, worst case scenario, you make extra income. Best case scenario, you really change your life. If you do this business just for 1 to 2 years, you create a strong, stable, 6-digit income. But then, if you do this business and become a diamond, Blue Diamond executive, you're not successful just for yourself anymore, but you help other people succeed as well. So if you're that type of person who has the same values, who wants to succeed and give that opportunity to others, then do this business with us and then succeed with New Skin together. Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Justin. Same as Gatti, I also graduated from La Salle. I also took industrial engineering. We're actually good friends in college. Sa batch namin siya yung kilala guwapo. Ako yung kilala mabait, no? So, nauna na ako nag-graduate and he was a fresh grad. I was working already. I worked for an IT company known as SAP Philippines. Why? Sabi ng professor ko, that field bagay sa course ko. With 2 years experience, I can easily work for big companies such as P&G, Nestle, Unilever. If I want to work abroad in Singapore, kaya-kaya. My older brother works in P&G, my younger brother works in Singapore. Both of them were super successful, and I want to become successful as well. So I took that career, but what I just didn't like in my job, ang problem kasi sa IT, very routine work. It's the same, every day, paulit-ulit, overwork, underpaid. Hindi ako excited going to work. And I wanted to have a different opportunity. Luckily, I saw New Skin. I saw it 4 years ago, I did it. And luckily, it changed my life. I've been doing this business for 4 years, and one of the companies, Blue Diamond Executive as well. Definitely no regrets. This business has changed my life, and I know in our hearts, it can also change yours. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is Paolo. I turned 27. I've been doing the business. I was 19, third year college. I graduated from Ateneo de Manila. I know nothing about business, but basically I became open to do it at a young age because I wanted a change in direction in my life. You see, my parents are both OFWs. My mom is a nurse in the Middle East. My dad is an engineer in Australia. Although they gave me a good life, I wasn't quite contented because they were mostly absent in special moments of my life. I wanted them to come back home, and at the same time, I didn't want really that kind of life for my future family. So I became open for other options, and good thing New Skin represented to me, and I gave it a shot. So the rest is history. Right now, I'm one of the youngest Blue Diamonds in the company. One of, because a good friend of mine from La Salle, he happens to be 6 months younger than me, and he became Blue Diamond half the time I did. Then another friend of mine, a very good friend of mine from Ateneo, is about to become Blue Diamond in a year. And he's 4 years my junior. So, sila na, okay lang, I get 5%. And I was able to buy my own car and contribute to this business. I'm able to travel abroad several times a year. And more than that, it's the ability to help other people achieve success as well. It's like me helping them get what they want, but in truth, they're also helping me get mine. Is that good? And at the end of the day, I hope you make your decision because it's been a very good blessing. And I hope you'll be blessed through this business the same way I've been and the rest of us have been blessed as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ria Budani. I came from a very peaceful town called Zamboanga City. Have you been there? Now, I'm a med tech. I was supposed to pursue my degree in medicine. I really wanted to become a doctor. However, unfortunate incident happened to my family that I lost my mom at an early age, and I had to fend for myself and look for options to be able to support myself. So that's where when I decided to come to Manila to explore options. So during the time when I was exploring options, I stumbled upon this company through my cousin. He was extremely successful, and at that time, I really wanted to understand the business. So when I had the chance to see the big picture, I really fell in love with the products, the culture, the system, and the 2.2 million. So even though I didn't know anyone in Manila, even though I had zero contacts, I had no business background, no money, I pursued this business. I have no doubt that if I'm going to become a doctor, I would have a good life. But I also had no doubt if I gave myself a chance to do this business, I wouldn't only have a great life, but I would live an extraordinary life. So let me just share with you 3 major blessings that I got into this business. So number 1, I met my godly husband in this business through a common friend. And you know, we've never been so happily married together because we're doing this business together. So number 2, of course, the lifestyle, the income, these are all true. We can travel the world, we spend for 2 honeymoons, we can enjoy anything that we want. We take full control of our life right now. We own our own life right now. We own our life. And third is, we have a bundle of joy, our 1-month and 8-month-old son. He owns our precious time right now, and we could spend quality time with him instead of spending that quality time working for someone. So I think, you know, I'm just an ordinary person who had an extraordinary dream, who found an extraordinary opportunity, and now living an extraordinary life because I have an extraordinary God. So if somebody like me can do this, you can also do it. So at this moment, I want to introduce one of my major blessings in this business, my godly husband, Mr. Ryan Budani.
Alright, good afternoon. Alright, so my story is different. My name is Ryan Budani. I graduated Industrial Engineering from De La Salle University. After that, I got my Master's in Business Administration at the Asian Institute of Management. And then after that, I landed my dream job in Morgan Stanley, the investment banking division. If you do your research, investment banking pays a lot. So for those of you who are employees here, I don't know if you can relate with me, but I love my job. I was happy with my job because Morgan Stanley is a good company. If you do your research, it's one of the top companies to be employed. People love to be employed there. Plus, I love my boss. To prove to you how much I love my boss was my best man during my wedding. So basically, I had a good gig. I had boss ko, barkada ko, I had a good job. But you know, this business is totally different. I could compare the lifestyle of investment bankers to this lifestyle. They were so stressed, have to chase after clients, chase after deadlines. They would have to, you know, go away from their families for a long period of time. Here in this business, you don't have to sacrifice that. And you know that family time is important, right? So that here, you don't have to sacrifice it. You get to enjoy that, plus the benefits of the money. So now we enjoy this with my wife, and I have never regretted the decision ever since. You know, this business is fun. You're around positive people. You're around people who will train you. These Blue Diamonds are here to help you out. We're here to help you, to support you. So take a chance. Actually, it's not a chance. You will really not regret that decision of enjoying this business. God bless you all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marielle. I'm a graduate of the University of the Philippines, and my degree was in communication. So, the same year I graduated from college, I lost my dad to cancer, and that left me to be a breadwinner for my mom and my sister. Because of that circumstance, of course, employment was no longer an option for me. I had to match the lifestyle and the provisions that my dad was able to provide for her family. And because of that, I went into a traditional business. It was in trading and real estate. But I remembered the friend who showed blue skin to me when I was still in college. Back then, I thought it was one of those networking deals. But I remembered that title called Blue Diamond. I called her up, and unlike most of the people who get invited, I volunteered to sign up. So the rest was history. Today, I am what I call myself a reverse OFW. So I support a family who's based in the United States. I earn in peso, but my remittance is in dollars. And it's only in Muskin that you can do that. So my sister now is a sophomore in the University of California, and I'm really happy and honored to be the one to be the breadwinner. Not only to my sister, and my Christmas gift for my mom this year is she's going to be able to finally retire. And in this business, we're really, really honored also to be partnered up with a company that can give people who are just ordinary to have an extraordinary life. So for all of you guys who are here for the first time, it's your chance, finally, to be also an OFW based in the Philippines. But this time, it's an over-earning Filipino. See you later.
Good afternoon, my name is Marlon Ilagan. So I'm so sorry to disappoint. I'm not a salesperson, I'm not a marketing person, I'm not even a leader. I'm a science nerd by profession. So I took course of chemistry and computer engineering. I graduated from the Ateneo de Manila University. It's a nerd program. So when I graduated, I was very objective with my options. I do not let fear, ego, pride, or hearsay affect my decision making. I don't even let my own opinion decide for me. I use numbers. When I graduated, top multinationals offered me potential 100,000 a month. Nuskin offered me millions per month. Pinag-isipan ko po ng mabuti kung alam mo mas malaki. 100,000 or yung a million. So I chose 1 million a month. That's why I work with Nuskin. So, when I graduated, top multinationals offered me potential, the best times of my life in the office. I'm happily married. I have 3 children. 4 years old, 3 years old, and 2 years old. So, Nuskin offered me the best times of my life with my family, which is better. Opisina, pamilya. That's why I chose Nuskin. When I graduated, they offered me 20 leaves per year. Nuskin offered me unlimited leaves, which is bigger, 20 or unli. That's why I chose Nuskin. So, I became Blue Diamond when I was 27 years old. So, I'm 30 now. So, I'm very happy with my life. So, usually, my friends from Visayas and Ateneo, they always ask me, Marlon, ba't ganun buhay mo? Kasi I'm a very private person. My wife is a very party, introvert, Facebook, Instagram type of person. So she posts our lifestyle on Facebook, which happen every month outside the country. And we have lots of time with my kids. So tiyatawag nila, wala ba't ganun buhay mo? Dahil mo pera, dahil mo hours with your family. Most of my friends are AVPs and senior corporate managers already. So they earn a lot, but they don't have time. Sabi ko, pare kasi okay naman tayo lahat. We're very professional, we're smart people. Kaso lang when you guys graduated, you search for a good job. I searched for a great life. That's why I found Nuskin. If you become Blue Diamond, you'll never have to worry about the money ever again. Do you like that? Yes! I pray you guys have the courage, the same as me, to make these kinds of decisions. So, kung kaya po ng isang introvert nerd na kagaya mo, I'm sure you can do that. So, thank you and
good evening. I'm Kieta Sarah Agustin. I graduated with very high honors from UP and also got scholarships out of the country. And ako naman, so nerd din ako like Marlon. Pero ako naman, I took school very seriously because I wasn't born to a wealthy family. I was born and grew up there for 25 plus years in a squatters community inside the MWSX. So, right after graduation, I was an automatic bank officer, and that was when I met Nuskin. I did Nuskin for the very same reason why I took school and I took office seriously. Kasi sobrang I really wanted to have a better life. Sobrang we wanted for the longest time to move out of that community. And after 5 years, I became a Blue Diamond executive. And 2 things, sobrang daming overwhelming blessing, pero 2 things. I earned a CEO income at a very young age. Pero I get to be a full-time mommy, I get to be a full-time daughter, I get to be a full-time wife. And that is something that is impossible in my former profession. Because in my former profession, if you get to earn that kind of income, your family would rarely see you. And another great thing about the business is that it's inevitable you get to bless a lot of lives along the way. It's overwhelming to see your partners being able to retire at a young age. Who in the room wants to retire at a young age? To fire their boss in a year. Is that good? It's overwhelming to see your partners be able to do that. And of course, they did that on their own, but to somehow be a part of that transformation, to be a difference maker, that is something that is impossible in my former profession. Because in my profession before, you can be VP, but you can't make your friends be VP with you. And I would hear a lot of people say that, you know what, money, it can't buy happiness. Do we hear people say that? And you know what, I believe that it's an absolute total lie. Hindi siya totoo. Because when you earn Blue Diamond income, do you think you will be happy? Yes. you will be happy because you can make a lot of people happy. You can do a lot of good things with that money. And the happiness talaga will really go back to you 1,000-fold. I would often say this before na you think about it, pag-isipan mo ng matindi yung negosyo. But right now, I'm telling you, being where we are right now, we're just really so blessed by the business. I feel that it is a huge injustice if I tell you to think it over. Don't think it over. Do the business. Say yes to your friend. Trust me, this is going to be one of the best yeses that you will ever say in your entire life. I am forever indebted. I'm forever grateful to the person, to Rona, for having the courage and the persistence to invite me. You have to thank your friend as well. Can you thank your friend later? And by the way, share ko na din, I met my husband in the business. Is that good? And the good part is, we're both Blue Diamond executives and we're doing the business separately. So have a separate Blue Diamond account. So okay ba yan na in one household, si tatay at si nanay are both Blue Diamonds? Yes. Please go share this.
Good morning. Morning. Ito yung Blue Diamond husband. Magandang part nun, si Kier is part of my organization, so I earn 5% from my wife. Good or good? Kaya pag ginagabihan, sabihin ko sa kanya, okay lang yan, magtrabaho ka pa. I'm Erwin Agustin. I used to work in San Miguel Corporation for 7 years. I've been doing this business for the past 10 years now. 6 years part-time and 4 years full-time. I did grow up with a family na meron. In fact, I grew up in squatters area for 20 years. If you see me right now, sabi mo sa akin, Erwin, hindi ka naman mukhang taga-squatter, mga kang starstruck. I know. Lalo kayo, nadamitan na ako naman. I graduated from Pamantasan na lungsod ng Maynila. Some people call it Pamantasan sa likod ng Makuha. I also worked at McDonald's for 5 years while studying. 9 to 6 study, 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. It's my time to work at McDonald's. And pag wala akong duty, nagka-try din ako mag-pedigree driving, nagka-try din ako maging waiter, saka maging student assistant. After 5 years of studying and working, I realized one thing. Sabi ko, mahirap, maging mahirap. Sino sa'yo nakaka-relate? So kung nakaka-relate ka, maybe one time in your life, naging self-supporting ka rin. When I saw this business, nakita ko talaga yung opportunity. 4 things lang I learned for you to become successful. Number 1, dapat may pangarap. Or should I say, dapat buhay pa yung pangarap. Kung sino sa inyo, buhay pa yung pangarap. Number 2, dapat willing kang matuto. Kasi when you start this business, sabi ng mentor ko, alam mo rin, matatagal na ka maging successful. Kasi hindi ka pa successful, arrogante ka na. You have to learn how to empty your cup and learn new things. And I agree with him. Number 3, you have to be committed. Ikaw na rin magsabi, magiging milyonaryo ka ba na hindi committed? Of course not. So part-time lang naman sa simula. And then, 4th is you have to be patient because in God's perfect time, you will become successful in this business. I'm not the fastest Blue Diamond executive. Si God yun. Pero ang fastest talaga si Ryan. Si Ryan, married the Blue Diamond. So automatic, di ba? Okay. Am I the highest earner? No. The highest earner definitely is Sandy Martinez. Siya yung maraming zero yung income. Pag nakuha yung income niya, grabe. Okay, so, ano yung nakuha award from the company? I became the cutest Blue Diamond. You agree? Para mag-isip tayo, di ba? So, 10 years ago, nakaupo ko dyan, iniisip ko lang. 2 things lang. Sabi ko, what's the best thing that can happen and what's the worst thing that can happen? Sabi ko, the worst thing that can happen, if I use the products, I'll become healthier, I'll become more guwapo. Okay? Yung part na yun, nakuha ko na. Kasi I used to weigh 170 pounds, kaya 135 na ako because of PR90. Dati sobrang itim ko kayo manggi na lang. Naisip ko lang din, what's the best thing that can happen? I can become a Blue Diamond executive. And the best thing that can happen, nangyari rin sa akin. We have this old saying, sabi natin, no guts? No worry. Yun lang po. Thank you.
I was very skeptical with this type of business. Meron akong impression na most people who do this business, yung mga knock on your door, ringing your bell. But the person who invited me over was someone very successful. I was really thinking, this person is successful. Chinese pa man din siya. So sabi ko, natataka talaga ako, how come he got involved in this business? So I listened to the presentation. After listening to the presentation, I found out that the company was really good. Number 2, I noticed that most of the people doing this business were highly educated people and smart people, which tells me a lot about the company, diba? Kasi if most of the people doing this business medyo shady or medyo malabo, I would probably have not done this business. And lastly, for the opportunity, for the incredible income upside, for the minimal investment, minimal capital, sobrang doable siya. Because I come from a family of business people and I know to make a lot of money, you need to invest a lot of money. Like, 2 weeks ago, yung family namin, bumili kami ng small dormitories sa may University Belt area. The cost is 30 million. Ang passive income niya is 400,000 per month. Tapos may employees ka pa. It's just a small dorm. Diba? So, come to think about it, if you want to earn $500,000 in this business, you just have to look and, talk to 8 people. Do you have Facebook? Do you have 8 friends in Facebook at least? Then this business is really doable, right? So after 10 years of doing this business, I was able to help 6 people become Blue Diamond, and I was able to help more than 200 people have their own business. So thank you.
Morning. The most important thing I realize in this business is beyond personal success and creating your own financial reward now, is that you become a game changer in your family. When you talk about game changer, it is because of you that the life of your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will all be totally different because of the sacrifices you made, today. Now, beyond that, how would you guys also like to be a game changer for this country? Would you like to see the Philippines to become a first world country again? Why do I say again? Because before, we were actually one of those countries that all the surrounding neighbors look up to. And unfortunately, for many years of mismanagement of talent, we actually almost went down the barrel. We were exporting currently a lot of labor outside. And like what Sandy mentioned, we'll make things a bit different with this platform. We can actually now export business people. This country needs all our help to make it successful once again, to make it what it was before. Would you want to make Philippines a great country again? Yes. We need to help develop more entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs is actually what will create and generate success for every single country. Okay. So before I actually bring you back to the speaker, I'd like to thank three things. Number one, I would like to thank Newskin for creating a very fantastic platform. Without this company, without this product line, I would say that most of us will still be trading off our time for money. Okay, we could make income, but we will really have a good life. Second, I would like to thank my sponsor. Okay, without him telling me about the business, I would still be laboring every single day for the past 25, 30 years of my life working in my own business. Okay, so that's really difficult. If you do traditional business, you always have to have fending off competitors. Okay, and lastly, I would like to thank everybody who's doing the business together with us because of your energy that makes us very excited to look forward the next 10, 15, and 20 years of what we can do. Thank you very much, and good evening.
All right, thank you guys. So, we're rushing. It's easy. One picture. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay, thank you. So, once upon a time, everyone was just an ordinary individual. But when you have an extraordinary opportunity and an extraordinary dream, this business, sabi ko nga sa mga tao, kilala ko itong business na to, isang beses ka lang magle-labor, isang beses ka maghihirap, pero tapos na lahat ng problema sa buhay mo at sa future. Is that good? Ganun ang sabi nila sa akin sa school. Pagkatapos magka-graduate mo, nagsimula pa lang pala ng mga problema mo, buwisit. You got scammed. Nag-aral ka ng matagal, nagbayad ka ng marami, wala din pala, magsisimula ka pala. Tapos sabi ng nanay mo, trabaho ka ng maigit, nandun ka na sa corporate, wala rin pala, tagal na, wala pa rin yung naantay mong freedom. Pero dito, 5 years can change your life forever and the life of the people around you. Okay? So, this company is paid over 9 billion in distributor commissions. Is that a lot? Ito hindi to sales ng company, ha? This is the profit shares that was given to us. Okay? And every 3 days right now, there is one new person who earns $1 million income. Kanina when you heard Daniel sharing, this guy is so young. He's only like 30 years old. And I thought to myself, I said, my goodness, when I met this guy, he was just a kid. And when the company told me, hey, Daniel has already earned an exceeding $1 million, sabi ko, what? Sabi ko, parang bilis naman. Kasi bata pa lang siya eh. Bawal yan. Dapat sa isenta ka na nun. Am I right? It's unfair, isn't it? And then right now, nakakainis pa, meron pa nag-graduate, mag-blue diamond na, he's not even a graduate yet. That's unfair competition. That's unfair competition. I'm just kidding. I'm really happy for this guy because he's going to be able to build a beautiful life in the future. You know what I'm showing you is what we call track record. And track record does not lie. Yes, yes. I don't know if you understand the power of this opportunity. You have the fusion of a company that already is proven to deliver. Parang Apple, pag nag-release yung Apple ng bagong produkto, alam mo siguradong mag-click. Kasi Apple yan. Am I right? If you go into business with Apple, sigurado ka, nakasandal ka sa pader. Kasi talaga yung Apple stable. So pag ang Apple nag-release ng iPad, talagang everybody will be excited kasi si Apple yan. Pero kung yung nag-release ng iPad made in China at ang pangalan My Phone o CD Arcade, dead makalang. You know what I'm talking about? The beauty of this opportunity is you have a ground floor opportunity right now. Something brand new in the world. We're not competing with other network marketing companies. We are competing with the world. Nobody has technology like Ageloc and our Square. So it's a brand new ground floor opportunity backed by a solid giant that's already proven to deliver in the last 30 years. You cannot go wrong. This is the best opportunity that you will find. But like they say, opportunities are not lost, but they will be found by someone else. Okay? And so there's a couple of options available to you. To those people that don't see it, that's fine. We thank you for coming and joining us. Maybe one day, you will understand. When you understand, we'll be here to help you. Like, I was shown this business early 90s, and I did not participate. Sabi ko, uuwi ako ng Pilipinas, babalik naman talaga ako sa department store namin, so that case is closed. I only took advantage of the opportunity in 1998, nung na-feel ko na nakakapagod palang mag-manage ng 300 tao. Nakakapagod pala na every time stress ka at walang break, at walang bakasyon. At doon ko naalala itong business na ito. Now, looking back, the only regret I have is not to say yes the first time. Because life could have been so different now. But better late than never. Never mind. So for those people who don't see this, enjoy some of our products, unless you have any objection to looking young. Is there anybody who has any objection to looking young? Okay. So for those people, you know, so there's a couple of options available to you. For those people who don't see this, you might just see yourself as a customer. Okay? And enjoy the products. You look better. We'll show you how to make discounts. Those people that are saying, you know what, I think I need that chance. And I'm saying that it's a chance. Until now, I'm very thankful to the person who invited me. Because had he not invited me that one fateful day, life could have been so different. Could have been so different. I was called to this business 4 times. First 3 times I said, no, I'm not interested. Might be a scam. It's too good to be true. The 4th time I came to investigate. And by God, it's lucky na makulit yung kaibigan ko. At kinulit ako. So for those people that are saying, you know what, I think I need that chance. I've been working hard. I know I'm good. What I need is a good platform. Kasi ganito yan. Madali ka makapag-make ng decision kung alam mo, may believe ka sa sarili mo. Kung hindi mo matatawaran ng effort. Pero akong friend, GM na siya. Galing siya sa isang petroleum company, tago natin sa pangalan Shell. Tapos umalis siya doon, nag-GM siya ng isang kumpanya, napilot na naman siya ng isang kumpanya. Kaya lang may close sa kumpanya niya ngayon. You cannot engage in any business outside of this business or you have to resign from your job. Nakita niyo yung ganitong business. He resigned. Without thinking, he resigned and I asked him this question. Sabi ko, what made you resign? Ay, ako madali lang. Kasi negosyante talaga kami through and through. Ikaw, mahirap mong pinagtrabahoan yung career mo. Yung image, yung lahat na pinagpagulan mo, yung benefits mo, isa-itsapuera mo yan. You know his answer to me? His answer to me was simple. Sabi niya, because I'm confident with myself. So the question is not whether or not I can do it. The only question is, which one is more worth it for my time, for my family? Does it make sense? You can make wise decisions in life when you do not decide out of fear. Whenever you make decisions out of fear, you will always play defense. Playing not to lose. paying the bills, but never getting ahead in life. Okay? So for those people that are thinking, I deserve that chance, you can get on to become a business builder, especially if you're part-time. Now the people that ask me, sabi na, how do I start faster? Now when you're a business builder, you only have to consume, you know, a trial package. Maybe it will only cost you about 20,000 pesos more or less. And to me, that's like cheaper than buying a MacBook. Yes or yes? Alam mo, ang MacBook, 60,000. Tumita ka ba doon? Hindi, next year, obsolete, tatapon mo na yun. Kasi nagbavirus na. But this business is cheaper than a MacBook, but it can change your life. But for those people that are like me, and I actually asked my sponsor, okay, tell me the truth. How much do I really need to invest? Because, sabi ko, wala, hindi ako naniniwala ang 2 million na yan. Wala akong investment. Hindi ako naniniwala. Kung sinabi niya sa akin, hindi, ganyan lang talaga, gagamit ka lang ng product. Oh, sabi ko, what's the catch? Sabi niya, the catch is you have to work. Sabi ko, that's not a catch. You have to work whatever you do, whatever business you do. Yes, yes. So, but there is a fast track package. If you want to become executive faster, that's when you go through the fast track package. It's going to be about $1,500 for the fast track package. But this is the smartest option. It's also the most most cost efficient option, most profitable option. So choose your track. And most importantly, after you choose your package, the second thing is create your list. Now I would highly recommend to everybody that when you go home, don't talk to your friends. I tell you why. Because I made that mistake. I spoke to my friends. I said, this is no-brainer. Gagamit ka lang ng produkto, kikita ka ng billion. No-brainer. So I talked to my friends. And one of them told me, oh, that's too good to be true. The other person told me, oh, no, that's a scam. The other person told me, oh, may kilala ako. Ang ginawa, wala pa nangyari. The other person said, ako, anong opinion nila? Hindi opinion, wala akong opinion eh. May tawag, may kilala akong gano'n. Tinatawag sa mistake. And then I attended the training. When I attended the training, and then I was, oh, shucks. Mali pala diskarte ko. Mali pala yung diskarte ko. Parang piniligawan ka. Gwapo ka naman. Binasted ka. Tapos yung sinagot, si Ogie Alcacid, pambihira. Ano bang meron ni Ogie Alcacid na wala ka? Magaling na siya dumiskarte. Am I right? So one day, 6 months after, I saw a person in front. And that person looked so familiar. So pagkatapos ng presentation, parang nagsasign up yung tao. Sabi ko, that was one of my friends. Sabi ko, friend, akala ko sabi mo, scam to. Ba't ka nagsasign up? Sabi niya, hindi ko na napadaanan. Hindi mo pala ako na magbenta. Pabig-listed naman pala yung kumpanya. Meron pala Ageloc, meron pala ganyan. Oh my goodness. That was the right person, but I said the wrong things to the right person. You get my point? So you know what you do when you go home? Write out all the list of all the people that you know na merong skin, na merong hair, at nagsasalita. Ano? Pag hindi nagsasalita, hindi kasama yun. Ano? Write them all down. Kasi kung hindi mo nilista, baka ilista ng ibang tao sa listahan nila. And you could lose very expensive error. Because if you lost me, you would lose more than $1 million every month right now. You don't want to make that mistake. Give everybody a chance. Am I right? Pero ikaw masabi nila, many are called, but few are chosen. This is not for everyone. Para lang to sa mga taong may pangarap. Para lang to sa mga taong may guts na gawin at i-fulfill yung pangarap nila. Iba yung sasabihin mo lang na may pangarap ka. Iba yung sasabihin mo, press release ka lang, hindi, gusto mo improve yung pamilya ko, yung buhay ng mga parents ko. Puro salita, wala naman sa gawa. Hindi pwede yan. Dito, is para sa mga tao na finally gusto mong gawin yung sinabi. Does it make sense? A lot of people ask me this question. So, first step, create your list, attend our millionaire training. It's gonna happen in a few days. And then after that, within 48 hours, then that's the time that we begin. In closing, I just want to share with you. A lot of people ask me, ano ba sikreto mo? Ano ba sikreto? Bakit ang daming Chinese na mayaman? Wala akong pinag-aralan. Hindi naman sila kasing gwapo ko. Bakit sila mas mayaman? Bakit sila ano ba yung sikreto? And I'll tell you the secret. Would you like to know? I tell you what, if you learn this from this story, if you learn this one thing when you go home, okay, you'd have earned more than $1 million already. Would you like to know the secret? I'll tell you the story. This is a true story. So there was a guy. The name of this guy is Juan. Si Juan, parang Muslim. Christian, parang Muslim. Parang Muslim. Bakit? 5 beses siya nagpe-pray sa isang araw. And he always pray this way. Lord, please give me success in my life. Please, 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 Lord, please give me some success in my life. So, alam mo si Lord busy, di ba? 5 billion kayo yung tao, di ba? Sa kakulitan ni Juan, narinig siya ni Lord. Sabi ni Lord, Angel, what do you call that? Johan. Alam mo yung puti. Angel daw yun in disguise. Angel Johan, can you go down to earth and talk to Juan? It's in a country called Philippines. And you tell him that the Lord has heard his prayer. And he is going to get the success that he's prayed. And so si Johan pumunta doon. Excuse me, are you Juan? Sabi ni Juan, yes, I am. Who are you? I'm an angel. Wait. Hindi ba nagpapagupit yung angel? Hindi nila naman naka-jeans. Angel na ako. Tingnan mo, I can speak your language kahit yung blood ng buhok ko. Hindi ba you are the one who prays 5 times a day? Maskin sa CR, nagpe-pray ka, bastos. Mas naka-CR ka, nagpe-pray ka. Uy, ba't mo alam? Angel na ako. And the Lord sent me here to tell you that He has heard your prayers. But before I can tell you the answer of the Lord, I need to ask you, ano ba ang ibig sabihin mo? Sa success, you have to define, kasi mahirap yan eh. Pag hindi mo define, baka naabot mo na, hindi mo pa alam. Am I right? Sabi ni simple lang, lahat naman ng tao, pareho ang definition ng success eh. Siyempre, number 1, I have to be married to a beautiful wife. Ano naman yung success mo kung you are not happily married, right? Yun lang. So sabi ni Johan, okay, check. Sabi ni Lord, you're gonna get that. The second, what's the second? Sabi niya, siyempre, I have to be famous. I have to be famous. Dapat may pangalan ako, may pagmamalaki ako ng pamilya ko. Yun lang. Ano ba? Sabi niya, of course, I have to be rich. Pangit naman yung famous ko, wala akong pera. Am I right? So sabi ni Juan, sinabi ni Johan, is that all? That's it? Yes! Simple lang ang tao, yung tatlong na yun, okay na. Sabi ni Johan, okay, good. Okay, pues, I'm here to tell you that the Lord has heard your prayer and you will have the opportunity to get all that in your life. So congratulations, have a good life, and I'll see you at the top. Poof, nawala na si Johan. Pagtuwa si Juan, hindi na siya. And he was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Tumanda na siya, hindi pa rin siya sikat. So, hanggang namatay na. Pagdating niya sa heaven, kasi nga, di ba, maka-Diyos si Juan, so na-heaven talaga siya. Pagdating niya si Juan, meron siyang namin dun sa door. The first thing na tinanong niya, excuse me, sir. Sir Peter, do you know somebody called Angel? Meron ba talaga Angel dito na ang pangalan niya? Angel Johan? Sabi ni Peter, Johan, yung kamukha ni Matthew Maconahe. Oo, nandun, puntahan mo nandun yung mga, hindi mo man mission kasi tinutatan tayo mga angel. So, naka-age lock sila eh. So, puntahan ni Juan, nakita na si Johan, sabi niya, Johan, excuse me, do you remember me? Sabi niya, John, who are you? I'm Juan. Remember you went to the Philippines and talked to me? Sabi niya, oh yeah, you were the guy who prays 5 times a day. Congratulations! Nakarating ka na rin. So, kumusta like, okay ba? Sabi ni Juan, hindi, ni-scam mo ko eh. Sabi mo magiging successful ako, hindi naman ako magiging successful. Sabi ni Johan, that's impossible. Hindi nagkakamali si boss. Pag sinabi ni boss, magiging successful ka. Magiging successful ka, so imposible yan. Oh, di ba sabi mo, gusto mo you will be married to a good wife. Weren't you married to a beautiful wife? Sabi niya, no. Actually, my wife is fat and ugly. Ganyan pa, oh. Ano nangyari yun? Nilabas na ni Johan ang kanyang holy iPad. May note si Johan. Sabi niya ito si teka, hindi ba kapit-bahay mo yung si Lucy? Sabi niya, oo, yung si Lucy maputi. Grabe, ganda nun. Sosyal na sosyal, tapos parang bango-bango lagi, gano'n. Oh, di ba isang beses naglalakad si Lucy, naalala mo yun, naglalakad siya, may kasama siyang dog. Tapos nag-hi siya sa'yo, hello, Juan. Teka, when she said hi to you, did you say hi back? Sabi niya, hindi, naya ako eh. Kasi, ganda-ganda niya, sino ba naman ako, di ba? My gosh, Juan. Hi na lang, hindi mo mamasabi. Parang bihira ka naman. Yun na yun eh. Ano nangyari kay Lucy? Ayun, nagkasama ng pangit na kapitbahay na sinusundan-sundan siya lagi. Ang pangit-pangit, di ko ba alam pagka pinasal. Eh kasi, nung nag-high sa kanya, nag-high pabalik, pambira ka naman, high na lang, hindi mo mapagawa. O, teka, di ba? Pero sumikat ka, di ba? Sikat ka, di ba? Parang bayani ka nga sa inyo. Sabi niya, hindi nobody knows me nga, pati sa office, di ako kilala Sabi ni Johan, that's impossible. Nilabas naman ni Johan yung kanyang huli iPad. Sabi na, hindi ba isang beses naglalakad ka pa uwi? Pagkatapos mayroong batang sumisigaw, may sunog. Sabi ng bata, help, help, help. Pero actually, hindi naman talaga sunog yun kasi usok lang Naalala mo yun? Sabi ko, naalala ko, mayroong mga matanda sa likod ko, tulak ng tulak sa akin, tulungan ko yung bata. Anong ginawa mo? Hindi sabi ko sa kanya, hindi ka tumulong. Gusto ko. Ano nangyari? Hindi pumasok na yung matanda. Paglabas na matanda, ba't dumating naman si ABS-CBN? Nakakunan siya. Sabi niya, ikaw dapat yun may ano nangyari? Di sumikat si matanda. Ikaw dapat yun Oh my gosh! What kept you from helping somebody else? Pambihira naman. Usok lang yun. Wala teka. Pero sigurado yung maman ka. You're filthy rich, right? No, I'm poor as a rat. That cannot be. Naglabas na naman si John, holy iPad niya. Sabi niya, August 2. Did anybody invite you to Expo? That kept you from even dying. Oh my gosh, haven't anybody told you? No guts means what? No glory.